success after 40 comes down to one thing and one thing only. It's the big domino. If you can fix this one thing, everything else becomes so much easier or irrelevant. Hey, everybody, I'm Brian, founder of FatLossAfter40.com, and that one thing is your metabolism. If you're over the age of 40, you are no doubt suffering from a slow, stalled, and sluggish metabolism. Your energy levels are low. You can't seem to lose that stubborn body fat, and no matter what you try, it just doesn't seem to work. So today I'm going to give you 3 things to do, 3 mistakes that most people make, especially over the age of 40, that keep them sad, upset, discouraged, and frustrated. And I'm going to give you 3 ways to achieve the results that you want. So let's talk about your metabolism. So we use that term all the time, but what is metabolism exactly? Think of your metabolism as a thermostat. The higher the thermostat is in your house, the warmer and the hotter that it is. Same with your metabolism. The higher your metabolism, the more fat, the more calories you burn even at rest. And that's the holy grail, is to get a metabolism that is so high, so elevated that you're burning calories even when you're sleeping. That's the goal, and you can only achieve that through the right way of exercise and eating. So let's talk about the old way. And I call this the mainstream fitness way. And the reason I call it is that, so if you go on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, they're talking about these things, these 3 things, and these things used to work in their 20s and 30s. I admit, when I was in my 20s and 30s, these 3 things worked all the time, but now they don't, and I'm going to share with you why. So the first thing that we have to disengage from movement is soul-crushing workouts. When we were in our 20s and our 30s, you could just do some HIIT workouts, work out for an hour, do 2-a-day workouts, whatever. You could just beat yourself up, and the weight just melted off. And again, I was there. I know what it's like. But now that I'm 49, my body's different. My metabolism is different. So I had to change the way I approach my health and fitness. And if you're over the age of 40, especially if you're a female, you need to focus on this even more, is to say goodbye to the soul-crushing workouts, the cardio workouts, the HIIT workouts, the spin classes, all of that stuff. And you want to disengage from that, and you want to move towards progressive strength training. And here's why. It's nothing, and I repeat that, nothing will ignite your sluggish metabolism like progressive strength training. So what I'm talking about is making sure that you are strength training only 2 to 3 times a week. That's all you need to do. You don't need to live in the gym. You shouldn't live in the gym. I live in the gym, but hey, I happen to own gyms. But you shouldn't live in the gym. And what you want to focus on is 2 to 3 times a week of strength training. And all you need to do is a couple exercises per body part. And what that does is, as I mentioned, first and foremost, it ignites your sluggish metabolism so you burn more calories even at rest. Number 2 is it helps you get stronger, and which is what we want. As we age, we lose. That's what helps you to maintain and get stronger. And number 3, it helps you get that sculpted, toned, lean look, which is a look we all want. Anyways, nobody wants to be skinny fat. Nobody wants to just to lose body weight at the expense of losing muscle tone. So you can only do that through progressive strength training. So that's the reason we want to focus on that. That's movement. Now we're going to talk about meals. So meals, the old way, the mainstream fitness, is the doomed to fail starvation diets. And I call it doomed to fail is because it sounds so good. You're like, I'll just eat less, right? Isn't that what mainstream fitness? Just move more and eat less. Brilliant, except it's not. What happens is, and we define this doomed to fail starvation as anything under 1,200 calories. So if you're eating less than 1,200 calories, in our books, that's a starvation diet, and that's unsustainable, and it actually wrecks your metabolism. And it's a miserable way to live. Who wants to only eat 1,200 calories a day or 1,000 calories a day? No, thank you. So what we focus on is reverse dieting. That's our patented program of reverse dieting. We call it the POP diet, or the power of protein. And how that works is we start with you as the individual. We don't just say, hey, eat this and do that. We don't do that here. What we do is we reverse engineer, we reverse dieting in the sense that we do a body composition analysis first. So we see an idea, okay, this is your body composition now. This is how much fat you should be eating, protein and carbohydrates. We reverse engineer back. We call that reverse dieting, where we focus on protein, making sure we're getting at least 100 grams of protein each and every day. Now that sounds like a lot, and when people come to us, we always do a diet recall to see where they're at. And it is is a lot. For most women are getting about 50 to 60 grams of protein a day, which is about half of where they should be at. So 100 is a lot, but we ladder up to that. We don't go from 50 to 100. We'll go 50 to 60 to 70, 80, so on and so on, until we find that sweet spot where you're burning most fat and calories at the optimal range for you. Again, everybody's different, but generally, try and get at least 100 grams of protein. So what that's going to do too is a high protein diet, again, stimulates metabolism, but helps you to feel full, and it gives you all day energy to power through your busy days. That is meals. Last is mindset. The old way, again, the old mainstream fitness way, is the all or nothing mentality, that the grind, the hustle, that's go get it, go after it, no pain, no gain, and that worked when we were younger, but now we're disengaging from that, and we are embracing these small habits, big results, because we want you to lose weight for the last time. We want it to be sustainable weight loss, and I think you do too. Nobody cares what you do for 6 weeks. Nobody cares about weight that you lost on a 6-week challenge. All you're gonna care about is how much weight you lost, how long it stayed off for, and that it stayed off for good, and that it stayed off for life. We want life-changing results, not just 6-week results. We want this to be a lifelong habit. So, and when you embrace that, you start to view things differently. You view life differently, such as if you miss a workout or have a bad day in your diet, you realize it's not all or nothing. You don't realize, okay, I suck, this sucks, I'm gonna be a failure, I'm never gonna achieve the results that I want. You embrace it in the sense that, okay, I had a bad weekend. Okay, today's Monday, I'm gonna get back on track, and I'm going to get back to my workouts and eating healthy. You realize it's not all or nothing, that there is grace there, that it's not black or white, that there's a big 80-20 there, that if 80% of the time you're on track, that 20% of the time you're gonna have those missed workouts, or you're gonna eat a food that you shouldn't. It's okay. We call that life. So those are your 3 things. If you can focus on those 3 things, that's gonna help get you from where you're at now to where you want to go. And along your health and fitness and fat loss journey, if you need anything, you can reach out to us. We're at fatlosafter40.com. That is fatlosafter40.com. Reach out, and we'll set you up with anything that will help you get you the results that you desire